video in the last kind of set of activities that we're going to do. Most of the work will just be on your activity sheet, but I just wanted to introduce them here so that you knew what I was asking you to do. So for the first one is, to really know if we understand what mean is, we want to be able to do it the front way, right? Where we're giving you some numbers and you're telling me what the mean is, but we also know if we understand it, we can do it backwards. So what I want you to do now is to create two sets of data where the number of data points is 7 and the mean is 8. And so I want you to come up with two different data sets with 7 numbers in each data set, and their mean works out to be an 8. And so you can write that on your activity sheet. And then our next activity is around median. And so when I asked you guys how much money you had in your pocket, this was one of the class's responses to that answer. So here's all the data. It should be on your activity sheet as well. And then there is, as part of your activity sheet, there should be a separate sheet that has some strips that have little boxes for you to put them in. Something that looks like this. So I want you to put those numbers in order from smallest to lowest, from smallest to highest on that strip, and then cut out the strip and then fold it in half. And whatever number it's on, that's your median. And if it falls between two numbers, then you find the average between those numbers. So you add them together and then divide by 2. So you find the number in between. So first I want you to find the median of these numbers, and you can do that on your activity sheet. And then we're going to work through this one together. And so again, the data below shows how many hours of TV a group of students watched on a weeknight. And so we're going to write these numbers on our strips from smallest to lowest. From smallest, I put smallest to lowest here, smallest to highest. So here would be a 1, and a 1, 1. Get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. 2, 3 3s, and 1 4. All right, so we got all our numbers on our strip, and you can cut it out and fold it in half. And when we do that, we're going to find that our middle is right here. It's between 2 and 2, which if we add 2 plus 2 is 4, and we get a 2. So our median is 2, but we're going to take this one step further. We're going to find the middle of the first half. And so if we fold this strip over, we're going to find that the middle of this first half, let's get a different color here, is between here and here, right? There's 3 on this side, 3 on that side, and so that equals 1.5, because 1.5 is between 1 and 2. And then we're going to do the same thing for the next one. We're going to find the middle of the top half. And that falls right here. And that looks like it's going to be between 3 and 3, which is 3. And so now we have sectioned, you can see that we have sectioned this off into quarters. And so they call these, when you're talking about them, they call them quartiles because it's the quarters. And so this is the first quartile, and then this is the second quartile, and the third quartile, and the fourth quartile. And you can see that the first quartile contains 25%, and then so each quartile contains 25%. So if we move up, we've got 25%, 50%, 75%, and then 100%. And all this is leading up to making a box plot. And so a box plot is a visual representation of those quartiles or percentiles that I was showing you over here on this. And so we break this up and we get some numbers, and here we have our minimum is 1 and our maximum over here is 4. And if we want to turn that into one of a graphic display, one of the ways to do that is with a box plot. And so the box plot is usually done on a number line. So let's make a box plot for this data. That's not the kind of line I want, but that's okay, we can change it. All right, and our number line, and for this, we need numbers that go from 1 to 4. So I'm going to start at 0 here. All right, and so to start off, I'm going to write our numbers here. Our minimum, remember, was 1. Our lower quartile, or 25th percentile, that was 1.5. Let's write them over here. Cool. And then our median was at 2. Our 75th quartile, or 75th percent, or upper quartile, was 3, and then our max was 4. So when we draw this, our box of our box plot goes between our 25th and 75th percentile. So that's going to be between 1.5 and 3. So our box goes there. So we have our box between 1.5 and 3, and then we need to add our median, which is right in the middle. Is that right where our median is at? That's where the line of the box goes. So our median was at 2. And then we add what they call the whiskers. And that goes out to, one side goes out to our minimum, and the other side goes out to our maximum. And then that is our box and whisker plot for this data. And so on the activity sheet, it has another set of data that it's going to have you find the, they call this the 5-number summary because there's 5 numbers in it. They're going to have you find the 5-number summary. And then they're going to have you make a box plot on your activity sheet. And so your homework is also posted on the Canvas page. And so when you come to class, bring your questions and your activity sheet and your homework, and have a great Thanksgiving break. I'll see you guys on Monday, December 2nd.